Hey guys, Brenna here. I'm going to be talking to you about the death of print media in video style instead of actually just showing you in a presentation. Um, the death of print media and print news is actually increasingly dying because of today's access of the internet. We have our phones, we have the computer, we have laptops that are portable with us now. So if you needed something super quick on what was going on in the world or for a paper, you have that on your fingertips instead of having to worry about going to a store and paying $253 for a newspaper instead of having it at the access of your fingertips for free. But surprisingly, print media and news was actually dying way before today. It was actually decreasing in the 1950s as television was emerging. As television was emerging, you had news right then and there. If something was going on, you had reporters there and they could be live instead of waiting for something to be written up and pressed and in the stores. Because of this was actually foreshadowing newspapers and really introducing publishers and editors into a new light of journalism. So it was taking these writers and these editors, and now they were changing their careers and doing something live with it. They were going to television instead of taking the time to write it down and releasing it. So I thought that was kind of interesting because I didn't think all the way back then would be something that could affect us now. Um, Another thing that has a lot to do with preference, so technology versus print, who likes it better, why do they like it better, and oftentimes you see this with your older generation versus your younger generation, and a lot of the times has to do with the length of articles, a reader's attention, links, research engine opportunities, readability, all sorts of factors, and especially with links. So oftentimes you're not going to get a full report in a newspaper and you're just going to have a small section because other things have to be covered in that, or they can't afford a larger section where, say, I wanted an entire article about something that I'm researching. I can have it right then and there. It can be free. If it's not, I can subscribe for like $2 a month, maybe a little bit more, especially like if you're doing like the New York Times, the Washington Post, but it's there, it's accessible, you don't have to worry about going to the store. Also, readers' attention is so big. Um, Oftentimes, if you have a smaller article, you're going to want to really grab somebody's attention, making it quick, informational, and there. I know sometimes when I'm reading a long, lengthy article online, I don't pay attention, I start to lose interest, or I'm just reading it and then I realize that I'm not retaining anything, so I have to go back and do it again. So, again, like it's just what really grabs somebody's attention. Um, and then another preference that people have is links. So if you're reading something on a physical piece of paper and they bold something, you can't click on that with that. Why is that bold? It's not going to bring me to another paper so I can read more about it. Where if it's a hyperlink on the internet, I can click it. It can bring me to another search engine. And it can give me the definition, another article. So that's what a lot of people like too. It's quick, it's fast, it's reliable, and um, honestly, just readability. Oftentimes, reading electronic media can be hard. It can be harsh on your eyes, but it can be the same way with reading. Sometimes, like on a physical piece of paper, it can be too small. All of that fun jazz. And then again, it just has to do with how reading really changes your perspective on things. Where, as I stated before, you're going to find where your older generation still enjoys that physical touch and and actually physically having the paper in front of them so they can retain that. And where you're going to find your younger generation where you don't find as many people are reading books anymore. You don't find them going to the store because they need a newspaper to write their paper. Everything here is for us on our phones and our laptops. So there's just a lot of decline in ability of wanting to go back in society. It's a lot of like adapting. So yeah, you guys might think that was exciting. If not, that's okay. I have to. It's my grade, and bye.